Hi garden team, it's Pastor Ben here at the church, just sharing some of the projects that we have going on this spring. I want to just show you some of the beauty. These bushes are about to bloom, beautiful purple flowers, and we have this beautiful flower here, just one. I wanted to just give you an opportunity to take on some of these projects if you'd like. One of those would be to adopt this flower bed here. We have beautiful tulips, there's peonies, and there's also some Easter lilies that will likely come up later this summer. But there's also a bunch of other weeds and things in there that you are invited to weed if you would like to take on that project. And we have this beautiful garden here right at the corner of the property next to our dentist office with some beautiful purple blue flowers. I don't know the name of those. The one that I would love some help on that I'm going to take on is to plant our wildflower mix in the new garden beds here along the sanctuary that Wendy and others started last summer. I'm going to be adding 1 inch of compost to the top, taking out all of the weeds that have grown, and then planting a seed mix of pollinator flowers for our bees and butterflies to be with us this summer and find our gardens. So those are just a few of the projects. I'm going to go around to the other side to celebrate the work that you've already done. I'm here in the back garden with this beautiful pile of compost that you all moved on Saturday. This compost is for spreading out on the garden. Hey, here in the this part of the garden, to put a couple inches down across the whole length, all the way to the end here. And it looks like Connie has already gotten some of that done down at the end here. So if you do stop by, start at the church entrance end here, and just put it down, and then you can dig it in if you're able to, and then we'll be ready for planting back here. Over the next week, we'll also be redrawing the lines for the garden plot spacing. We have 9 gardeners or 9 gardeners total, and 5 will be back here in the original garden plot, and 4 will be out in front in the education wing side. So there'll be a lot more space for you to experiment with your plants, have more space to spread out so everything gets enough sunlight and root space. So keep that in mind when you're planting. Also, when we get the plants, they will be in your plot, and they'll be named, labeled, so that you can find where you're supposed to be gardening. Also, as you can see, I'm wearing a mask. If you do come to the church and you're working by yourself, feel free to take your mask off. But if you get here and there are other folks working, even if you're social distancing, our goal is to play it safe. So please wear a mask in case you do talk to each other and get a little closer. And if you're using any of the church tools, wear gloves and make sure you wash your hands when you get home. wash your hands and then wash your hands again. I now walked around to our new garden space, which is beautifully finished with compost all the way down from one end to the other. So thank you so much for everybody who came on Saturday. There were about 10 people who came and took our giant pile of compost. You can see now it's dwindling down, and spread it out here so that this is now ready for our garden space that 4 of our gardeners will be using. And in the corner here, you can see there's a tent set up. This is going to be used for our seedlings coming from Grace Seeds Ministries. If you are able to, this next week, starting on Saturday, we'll need help. Connie is coordinating folks to do the hardening off process for our plants. So what that means is after you take plants out of a greenhouse or growing inside in your windowsill or under grow lights, they need a transition period to be able to survive outside with the wind and the sun that's a lot stronger than what you have inside, and also the rain, like it's raining right now, that can damage the plants when they're used to the more gentle conditions of inside. So this tarp is this little over canopy is going to act to protect the plants, and we will need someone to come twice a day to cover or to take the cover off in the morning, to just physically pick up the canopy and move it off of the plants because they'll be right underneath here, and then to come back like 1 hour later on the first day, and 2 hours on the second day, 3, and then more till the end of the week, next Friday the 22nd, that they'll be out all day, ready to be picked up on the 23rd. So you can sign up for those one-day projects, which will take literally a minute or two to move the tarp. We might be able to get something to cover the sides to protect from the wind as well. So those are our projects for right now. Thank you so much for being part of our garden team. Blessings on your day. Okay, one last thing. If you are coming to the church and you need a tool, this shed here in the corner of the church parking lot, if you need to orient yourself, there's the office entrance and the sanctuary. Maybe that's easier than I thought to see. This shed now has a combination lock on it, so use your junior high locker skills. The combination is going to be in an email to all the gardeners. If you don't find the combination, you can text or call me or Connie. Inside the shed, there is a wheelbarrow. There are shovels and garden rakes and garden hose, and a number of other supplies you might want or need. In the bottom corner here are these gardening trowels, the small shovels. So please do utilize this as your resource for gardening. If it's raining, you're welcome to come in here. And also in this shed is our water spigot for watering the garden on this side of the building. So our new garden space, you will need to open the shed to water the garden. We're going to hook up a hose here that's going to connect around the outside of the shed, but you will have to open the door to turn it on. So again, you will get the combination, and if you have any questions, let me know.